All right, YouTube, wanted to tell you about an experience I recently had. This was a little more long form, or at least I talk a little bit more about my experience than what I was able to do just on our segment that we aired. If you want to see the segment we aired on Good Morning Cakeland, click, this little link. I think it's right about here to watch that. But recently, I got to climb into this thing. Here, let me show you the video. It's behind me. This is what we'd call a sensory deprivation tank here. It is kind of this space capsule looking thing. Kind of looks like Mork from Mork and Mindy climbed out of this egg. Inside of it is salt water. Like tons and tons, how about hundreds and hundreds of pounds of salt water. It's something like 60% salinity, so it burns like crazy if you get it in your eyes, and it actually even burned kind of my face when I tried it. It is super, super salty, but the reason for the super high salt content is to make you float effortlessly. I mean, you just are like a cork. I mean, you float like crazy. All right, so you say, okay, Frank, what is the reason? Why would you float in this thing? All right, so I climbed in this thing for 90 minutes. Now, here's the reason I did it. Allison also tried it. She did it, thought it sounded cool, thought it sounded relaxing, and it is relaxing. But over the past year or so, I've started practicing meditation. I think it's something I do every single day. It's something I think benefits me. And I've heard you climb into one of these, you remove outside sensations, outside distractions, and try to help you get to a little deeper place in your meditation and just kind of see where your brain goes. So you climb into this thing, you close the hatch. It's bigger than you think. If you're claustrophobic, it's not that big of a deal. But you close it, so it's nearly soundproof, plus you have earplugs in, so you don't hear hardly anything. The water in there is skin temperature, so eventually you kind of get to a place where you don't feel the water anymore. You're weightless, so you don't really feel gravity. You don't really smell much. So a lot of your senses, hence the name sensory deprivation, are gone. And I kept it pitch black. You have the option, you can kind of see there's the lights inside of it. You have light therapy you can do. You can also add sound to it. And for a long time, I didn't use any sound inside. Eventually, I did push the button. It's kind of a wind and waves kind of thing. And really thought that helped kind of get me into the zone. Because once in a while, I could hear something outside. So this kind of calmed me down a little bit and just even like white noise would be good inside of there. But yeah, it was pitch black. I had my eyes open, but you can't see a thing. You float there. It took a good long while to get comfortable. And the whole situation is kind of weird the first time you try it, because you're going to a foreign place, a building you've never been into. You go in there. They do recommend you float naked. You can float with a swimsuit on if you want, but they say even like this swimsuit touching your skin, that's a sensation you feel, and they're trying to remove all of these different inputs to your brain. So you go in there, you take a shower, you get in there, you take a shower to wash off any product you have to try not to contaminate it. It does have a cleaning cycle and stuff, and everything was very clean where I went. All right, so let me take you through it. I get in there, I lay down, and I don't know how long I laid. He recommended lay one direction. He recommended your hands up over your head. Hands over the head, not real comfortable, so I ended up putting them down to the side, probably after, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes. You have no sense of time in there. I was in there for a total of 90 minutes. My best guess is it probably took about an hour to get comfortable. Head at one end, head at the other. Actually ended up propping the lid open. You put a little pool noodle through there to kind of prop the lid open to get a little more airflow. 'Cause I did think it was a little on the warm side for my taste. But eventually got calm, got to a state of comfort, and it was strange. You kind of feel like you're floating in outer space. And I felt like I was pinwheeling around, spinning, which was very, very cool. Once in a while, you kind of bump into the side very, very slowly. Newton's laws of motion, very evident in this thing as you move around very slowly. But yeah, it was a very, very cool experience. And when I got done, felt very relaxed. Body feels very different because, essentially you have no weight on your body for 90 minutes. You're kind of floating in zero gravity kind of thing. But yeah, it was a very neat experience. I am going to do it again. I'm going to try this again. I think each time I try to probably get a little bit better at it, of kind of getting into the zone and removing a lot of inputs. Me personally, the reason I kind of got into meditation and kind of looking for things like this is I work with lots of inputs. I got TVs everywhere. I got sound. I got people talking in my ear. I've got Facebook at an arm's reach constantly, weather data. You know, I got stuff all over the place. And that's why I kind of like it. So yeah, I think I would try it again. The place I went, here, let me bring it up here behind me. This is called Tank House Float and Massage. I'm recording this in Wichita, Kansas. This is the only place to float in Wichita, Kansas. But it sounds like this is much, much more popular in other parts of the country, particularly if you live in a big metropolitan area. So, I don't know, maybe go check it out. I think my recommendations, I think there's probably two types of people that are going to do this. I don't know that it's right for everybody. My recommendations are, if you want to do it just to relax, I would go in for 1 hour. I would turn the lights on, I'd turn the music on, and just know that you're going to go lay in a tank. It's kind of warm, and float. Just go float. Have fun. If you want to do it to try to get deep into your head and work on some of those meditative practices or just really shut off from the world, do 90 minutes because you're going to need some time to get into that state. And maybe the more you do it, the shorter the session you can do. But yeah, 90 minutes if you're going to do it, I'd say the first go around. Also, I shaved at about 1 a.m., shaved my face about 1 a.m. I did mine at about 11 a.m. So 10 hours later, my face was still burning in that salt water. So I think I would do at least a day in between shaving. That salt water, I did get a little bit in my eye. There's a bottle in there. You can spray your eye out, wipe it out, and that sort of thing. But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, go check out their website if you want to see it. Tank House Float and Massage here in Wichita. Big shout out to them for letting us try it out. Again, if you want to watch that segment, look here on my YouTube channel, and you can see the segment that actually aired, and you can hear a little bit about what Allison Ackland thought about her experience. If you've done this, you want to chime in, give me your thoughts, post them in the comments below. All right, YouTube, I'm out.